Hello everybody. Today I'm working on this Bald Cypress, Swamp Cypress, Taxodium decidium, which I can never say. If the sound is a bit off, that's because I'm having to re-record the narration on this video because, like a numpty, I boasted about having a nice new microphone for Christmas, which had a light on it to show it was working. But that's no good if you don't turn it on and then don't check that the light's on either. So what you end up with is a video with largely no sound. So yeah, trying to re-record this. Hopefully it will be watchable and listenable too. Now, if you're wondering why the tree's up on its side, it's to allow the water to drain out. This tree sits in a pot of water. Just give you a quick close-up of these gnarly old knuckly roots. I'm really pleased with those. Not really a lot at the back. There's one root at the back, but all the same, there's some good gnarly looking roots there. This tree was bought, well, there were two of them. I bought two as trees that were about 18 inches high and thick as a pencil from a nursery several years ago now, probably 3 years ago. One died, and this one I've been growing, as I say, in this large seed tray, which sits in a large tub of water, which I will show you in a moment. Okay, so if we move around to the side, you'll see this is a large tray. It's almost exactly the same dimensions as this large seed tray, but obviously it doesn't have the holes in the bottom. So I've got a couple of bits of wood in the bottom just to lift it up slightly and stop it jamming down into the tray, becoming immovable. But I needed to get it out, let it drain so that it didn't run down my leg as I'm moving it to the bench. Okay, so here we are on the bench. I'll just give you a quick turnaround, 360, so you can see it from all angles. As you can see, those roots are really quite gnarly. We've got some interesting taper, and the tree itself has developed quite well, quite thick. It's been grown and cut back, allowed to regrow branches, and then cut back again several times since I purchased it, which, if I remember rightly now, is 2016. You can see it had a chop several places, but what I'm going to do today is to remove most of the branches and set it up again. So keep building this trunk. I want a nice fat trunk tapering to a point. As usual, Cooper's giving me the evil eye because I'm not giving him enough attention. Go find me a ball. Okay, so quickly throw this ball for Cooper, and then we can move on. I'm going to be working on this tree from the bottom up rather from the top down, but I want to keep this big fat branch here as a sacrifice branch to try and fatten up this area of the trunk even more. But then I'm going to be removing the rest of these spindly little branches, get rid of those. Really liking the little scars that these new cutters leave, very neat. So yeah, everything must go, just like a closing down sale really. And we'll gradually work my way up the tree, removing everything. So as we move up the tree, there's quite a congested area here. Again, everything must go. Yeah, as I say, these new cutters, they really do leave a really nice scar behind. nice and smooth with great edges that'll hopefully roll over and backfill much better than the old ones did. Well, time will tell on that, but as you can see with these, I'm going to try and reshape this scar further up, just to try and make that as smooth if I can. Okay, so I'm going to remove this big chunky branch that grew straight up. That was all grown in one season. Yeah, very strong growing, especially when they're sitting in the water, as this one has been. I'm thinking of doing this in the flat top style eventually. Like nothing we have in my part of the world. And just as I like to do the pollards, the pollarded willows and things, because they're things I see every day, I think it's quite interesting as well to try something completely different. I'll try and put some links in the description to some flat top Bald Cypress so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's given me some taper. This piece here is where I had wired it over with the hope of getting this piece to be the new leader. The wire cut in, I let it go, and it sprung back up, but it's given me a nice new leader in its place in the center there, so I shall be cutting everything else back and using that as my new leader. So there we are, go. Now we have that piece going straight up, giving me a nice straightish trunk, and then I can just nip it back slightly to a secondary leader. Okay, so that's the top of the tree. Already have a bit of taper here, but this gives us a nice tapering point here. And now I need to put some wire to bring this portion a little bit more up, a little bit more forward, and this piece upwards. So find a piece of wire of the right gauge and thickness to put a nice bend in here. And one trick is to take a piece of wire and push it up against the piece of wood that you want to bend, the branch you want to bend. If the branch bends before the wire is strong enough to hold the branch. If the wire bends before the branch, then obviously the wire is too weak. So quickly wrap a nice piece of wire around here, like so. Said it before, so I'm a bit of a sloppy wirer, but it does get the job done. So bring this forward slightly. That's better. A little bit of movement. And then as we turn the tree, you can see the tree is now, apex is now bowing towards the viewer in this plane. Okay, so here's a quick 360 degree of the tree, ready now for spring. All pruned up for taper and a little bit of movement put into the top sacrifice branch to hopefully fatten this base some more, and so, as they say, all set up for spring. I'll be putting this back into its tray of water, and we'll see how it grows next year. Thank you so much for watching. Please do take care of yourselves. Stay safe.